Bharatnatyam dancer. So for me and for my viewers who want to like know or map it to like their one-to-one definition of what things are, I'm going to ask you like a few things. Like we in Bharatnatyam have something called Arangetram, which like a dancer performs after completing a certain year of training, when the guru feels like now the dancer is ready for a stage performance. So that is like a marker, or that's like a big celebration, and it's the first stage show for the dancer. So how does that map, like is there something like this in Kathak?
Yeah, there is. It's called Rang Manch Pradarshan. I think though it has become more common practice in the recent years. I don't think it was as like you don't really, that's why, you don't really hear that someone's doing, their Kathak solo. Because comparatively it's not as, Arangetrams are very, very common especially in the US. Like teachers will have like, tens of Arangetrams over the summers. So yeah, it does happen in Kathak, though like my guru, for example, I did my Rang Manch Pradarshan 2016, and I'm the only one that has done it since then. So that was 5 years ago. But I was the third one. So there were only 3 of us that did it. But because we follow like the exam, SAMVED Conservatory is my guru's exam board. It's typically after the Visharad level that one does the Rang Manch Pradarshan, which would be, I guess, let me see, like maybe 10, 11 years after learning, at least. So yeah.
Okay. And so like we have adavus, which is kind of like the basic like alphabets of Bharatnatyam. So what would that be for Kathak?
Yeah. I wonder the same actually a lot. On the one hand, one could say Hashtaks, which are the basic hand body movements that we practice and teach initially. But also adavus, from what I understand, yeah, I guess it's a sequence of movements. So yes, I think Hashtaks is the right equivalent of that. Yeah.
And so something like Varnam, where we combine the Abhinaya piece. So basically Nritya piece is and Abhinaya pieces, those come together in a Varnam performance. So do we have something like that in Kathak?
Yeah, there is no defined piece as such. It's really up to the choreographer's liberty how much technique they want to add. But the thing about Kathak is it's a little different in the sense that we have a technical, usually in your solo, you have a technical piece where you're performing a Taal, and then you follow it by a Thumri or some kind of Abhinaya, which usually doesn't have much technique in it. If you do something like a Chaturang, or Chaturang, where it has a pad, which is the song with the words, and you have a tarana, and you have like all these different elements together in a Chaturang, then maybe you might call that the combination of expression and technique. But yeah, there's no real as such. Yeah, I think that's the best explanation I can give.